fall back into drugs because of the rejection or name, or how did you encourage yourself to get to the next level when no one was giving you audience, when no one was just not giving you food at the table?
Right. I think I've used a lot of that as motivation. I think because, again, I had a lot of experience. So for me, I was like, you don't have to give me a seat. I know there are lots of tables. And in fact, I know if all else fails, I can create a table. So again, that knowledge, even if I couldn't do it, I knew. So it's kind of like how like religious people will say, I just have that trust that at least no matter what happens, God got me.
is God.
You know?
Yeah.
So that kind of confidence allows you to move with purpose. You know, it allows you to be like, you know, like if you're what is it called? Like what are they called? Those babies, when you have money coming from your folks, they call you a something baby.
Oh, trust fund baby.
Trust fund baby. If you're a
Yes.
trust fund baby, you move through the world with another confidence. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's the kind of confidence I think I moved through just because of experience of being like, I've seen this go wrong and I've seen this go right. And even if I don't get this gig, I know I can get another gig. I know that I can. Not at I imagine that. And that security kind of was like, even to this day, I think that I'm just that stubborn. Me, I'm like, I know I'm going to make it.
It doesn't matter.
No. I know. Because again, I know the facts. And sometimes when you know the facts, it just gives you that confidence of, I know if you can speak with confidence, if you can speak your language clearly, if you can, you know, there's just some things that will like A plus B equals C. And if it's not equaling C, let's go back and see. Probably A and B are wrong.
Okay.
Yeah? Something is probably not working with A and B. And of course, life happens. But opportunity meets preparation, right?
Yes.
When opportunity meets preparation, you get like successful.
Yes.
And so me, I'm like, I'm always trying to prepare because opportunities, who knows when they'll come? But preparation, you have all the time in the world to continue preparing. So me, I'm always like absorbing. I'm always listening to podcasts. I love that now I'm like, your podcast, we are following.
Yes.
Yeah, so I love that because that, you know, that can give you it opens up endless opportunities to come your way. But if you're not preparing yourself, no one's going to want to give you those opportunities.
Yeah. What would you tell someone who wants to get into acting and now they're in high school or right after campus? Of course, when you were told, finish your degree first and then go do your things that you want. How would you tell them to be adamant about their dream and to get to the point? Fight for what you want. How do you advise them to do that respectfully or just get your thing?
With career, I don't know if it's fight for what you want anymore. I think the heart is desperately wicked. And so this thing of follow your heart is not always the best thing.
Yes.
I think that's why we talk about that holistic, like I said. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to get the intellectual. I know how to. I have students who come in and they tell me about da-da-da and how they do Meisner technique and the blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, great, let's see it. And I'm like, wow, that's the worst acting I've ever seen, you know? Because there's this, and then there's your body can't even do it.
Yes.
And then the emotions are not connecting. And then, so it's a holistic thing, right? So I'd say it's that connecting. Get the whole sausage built. Like, don't just think that because now you can read Shakespeare, that you're the best actor.
You can cram scripts from what to from
yeah.
from
I
A
have
to Z.
homeschool kids who are really good at that. They're really good at public speaking and stuff. Acting, kwa emotions.
Accessing them.
Yeah, accessing them is
Accessing them.
It's very difficult for them.
Yeah.
So it's about getting that full circle. Okay, you want to be an actor. What kind of actor? You said you want to do Tomb Raider.
Yes.
Is your body Tomb Raider ready?
Are you Tomb Raider ready?
In a cartoon.
Kweli.
Ama ni tumbo tu.
Yeah. These are investments that you need to
Tumbo
make.
Raider.
Yeah,
Ni mimi.
and utakuwa Tumbo Raider. Hebu tueleze.
Man, Yeah, so physically as well as like emotionally, can you do the accents? Maybe you want to act in South Africa or Nigeria. Now, do you find a Nigerian accent? You practice.
How do you practice for foreign accents yourself?
Exactly.
Because you do have foreign accents.
Let me tell you, my
Your
sister, I go and I listen to them speaking.
Yes.
And then I also practice, not with them, because that's insulting.
On your own.
On your time, you know, you're just bringing it in.
Do a French accent.
Small time. There's no reason to be afraid. When you get the opportunity to be in different, definitely I say, if you have shows, you have productions at Kenya National Theatre. Theatre? Let me say theatre. Comment on dit? Ah, that one is hard to think about it.
But have we gotten roles where you needed to change the language you speak in?
All of mine, all of them. The accent yangu ni foreign.
Okay, my name's no.
Okay, honest, no, thin accent. I'll say that. Me, I don't know what my accent is. I think maybe this.
It's Kenyan.
Hapa tu. But hata nikiongea mnasemanga niko na accent.
Kidogo.
Kwa mbali.
Imedisappear. But it comes out when it needs.
Najua nikikaa hapo kwa soko. Mse nimemuuliza, kuna nini? Kuna beauty bar hapa hivi? Kuna beauty bar.
Beauty bar ni nini?
Ako like, mimi nimesikia horror. I'm like, sai tu nikikam.
The beauty bar. First of all, it is beauty bar. Salon.
Sini beauty bar. Inaitwa beauty bar. Na ni kando yake tu hapa.
That's your.
Ako like, naijua. Umesema beauty bar. Ako like, si nimesema beauty bar.
Utaishi hapa.
Beauty bar. Beauty bar.
Whoa. Are you serious? Guy.
So sometimes I have to work my own accent. I have to change it and I have to dig into my Kenyanese because sometimes mnaniambia I'm not Kenyan, whatever that means by them mtaacha kunibona your statement. What is Kenyan? Unless you're honorable Ruto. By them msiniambie what Kenyan is anyway.
True. So if you're a government official and you are meant to fight for the film and the industry, what would you do for us?
You can just call me Mr. Tim Owase. Dear Mr. Tim.
Producer, you are really word for word. Both of them.
Both names.
Yes.
As an arts coach, as an arts educator, and someone who has spent a lot of time in that field and talked to a lot of people who deal with policy and people who want to teach arts in Embu and people who, want to bring it in for different reasons. We want to do arts therapy. I'd say there is me as an acting coach. I usually say the reason I partnered with Zan Arts is I'm tired of doing admin for the arts. A lot of times, I've had to play the admin to say, okay, this is what the art is.
Yeah.
This is what is why the art is beneficial. I don't want to have that conversation again. I think because I'm tired and because I think it's like just being oblivious to something that's obvious. When we look at the States, when we look at the West, it's $1 billion industry, $1 trillion industry. Hands down, no questions asked. Everybody knows it.
Yes.
Yet when it comes here, it's like, the arts. Oh yeah, wasani. Those guys, the poor ones.
Yes.
The ones who we invite sometimes to sing before we start the actual conference. Yeah, a lot of times I have to explain, like, what are the arts? Why is it important? And I feel like as Africans, that's what we are. We know arts. So I'm like, why do I have to sit down with a school and tell them why the arts are important when Juicy too, they were removed. They've been sort of brought back with CBC, but the level at which we need to be operating in terms of arts is like, we need to be training the new leaders of social media, not being like, by the way, students, this is what social media is now.
Yeah.
We need to be ahead of the curve, especially as the hub that we are as East Africa. So I'd say a big thing is just, we need to stop looking at the arts as a what is it? Like the industry that needs msaada, like that needs aid.
The
No,
charity case.
we are literally, like, if we do what we can do, and if we're given the support that we need,
Yeah.
we're going to be the ones building the roads and building cities and stuff. I mean, Akina Akon, those are musicians.
Yes.
They're the ones going home to build cities and schools.
Yes. The politicians that we have don't do anything like that if it is not commissioned.
Si mimi nimesema.
Kwa sababu everywhere we just need
It's true.
we'll move cash from our own pockets to fund whatever it is that we want to fund.
Absolutely.
Which the government should be doing. So
if they fund us, we can give back. And that's
Yes.
how it should work.
yes.
But then they're like, let's wait until we see what you're able to do, which is not how it's supposed to work. This is not a pitch,
No, it's not.
right?
No.
There's a time for pitching, right? When you're getting to companies and blah, blah, blah. But the way the government should work in terms of the arts is they should invest in us when we're young. So by the time now we get to the stage where we need to pitch, when we're in our 20s and whatever, 30s,
Yeah.
and we're starting to pitch shows and pitch blah, 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 it's because we've been given writing seminars and coaching, blah, blah, that are funded by the government,
Yes.
right? Schools that are funding sessions and workshops and students, right?
Yeah.
All of the students that used to come to my schools or any of the schools that I went to that were scholarship kids were not because of arts.
It was something else.
What about those kids? What about the kid who could monologue you under the table? Not that person.
Unaongea sana kwanza.
Unaongea sana.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I'm like, just, you need to understand the value. And sadly, I'm a bit tired of saying the arts has value. The arts have value. The arts have value. Well, I get if my child does this, will they even have a job? I'm like,
What the hell?
not if you're not gonna
invest in
support.
it?
Yeah. I would not have been here had I not had the support of my parents.
Thank God.
And I'm not even talking financially. I'm talking about the mental, if you're gonna do this, then let's do it. That
pushes
thought.
you a long way.
That is what I'm talking about, especially in terms of support. Because someone has to say, I'm gonna believe in you if you believe in yourself.
And I'm sure that was what was pushing you when you're in the States, and then you were like, I'm rejected. I need to go to the next one. Because you're like, you can't let down your parents. You can't let your parents down. You can't let yourself down because you fought so hard to get to this position.
Yeah. They told me, if you're gonna do this, let's do it. But you're the one to do it.
So how do you get these jobs? Like, do you have an agency? Do you have an agent? To pitch you?
I
to
do now
international?
I now have an agent, yes.
How
But
do you go about getting an agent? Hata
ah,
Kenya kuna agency. I mean agent.
okay, kuna hawako, kusema ukweli hawako, but they're upcoming. They're coming.
Okay.
Right now agents are mostly for other things like influencing, mostly commercial stuff. So, yeah, in the States you'll have like your commercial agent and then you'll have like your theatrical or like whatever agents. So here right now, we don't even have enough to separate them.
Yeah.
So an agent is just an agent. They will basically try and get you work. But most of the time here right now, again, in the States, like remember how I said first AD, second AD, third AD, till here we have. So you need to really just find what you can find and,
How did you land your agent right now or your agency right now?
This one, I sent a proper pitch. Good evening, sir and madam and team.
This is my real
Sincerely, Nene.
So you push yourself to get
Yeah.
representation. It's not the other way around.
I mean, once you get to a certain point, again, my numbers are low. Because remember, I was building up my business fluency. So as I was doing that, now I'm like, okay, yeah, we don't really know you. So even them, they have to be like, okay, you need to prove yourself. So at least now with Single Kiasi, they're like, okay, we know what you're doing. They're like, again, Kenyans love it when you proved yourself.
Famous.
Yeah, when you're famous, when you have something to show. So again, my actor's tip for the day is do your own show reel, right? Create your own show reel, whatever that looks like. Write your own stuff. First of all, that will give you the experience of seeing the different facets. Do something small. I mean, mine was small, 1 room, 2 people. one storyline, one prop, you know, that kind of thing, and just put it together. Because people, they need to see what you're about before they can make a decision, unfortunately. Yeah.
What is the most important hygiene to set on set?
Hygiene.
Yes.
Hygiene ya set.
Yeah.
Tunakuanga na hygiene set. Well, we've just come from COVID, so sanitizer was like, sanitizer is everything. Kabla ufanye anything. Uko on set, kabla ushoot.
Everything. Sneeze. Sanitizer.
Hygiene. I've never thought about a set being unhygienic. Honestly, set is like camp. That's what set is like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, first of all, everyone has been wearing the same sweatpants for 8 days. You're like, yo, are you changing? Are you planning? Did you go home? They're like, no. And they're like, yeah,
Yes,
but I
but
didn't
no.
sleep. Like, okay, so it's like camp. It's just like, I wouldn't say this. I don't know. Everyone has their own hygiene. I'll say that.
Which one is it though? Like, Mazay, if you've not taken care of that today, I am not dealing with you.
Oh, smell. I'm a big smell person. Yeah, it's a smell. Because again, people are always running and walking past each other and miking you. So there's a lot of, you know, yeah. You're not trying to. There's a scene in season where Sintamei, you know, she's like realizing that she's pregnant. So I had to like,
You're like,
you know, that it's so interesting when you have to, like, as an actor, think about what. Have you thought about how you throw up?
no.
I had to think about that. I had to think about, okay, how does it start? What happens when I don't actually throw up, but I'm gagging? Like, so much nuance. Anyway, that's such a random story.
Cool.
But yeah.
That's cool.
Mm.
Means you need to think outside the box.
Yeah.
Wow.
And sometimes I don't want to do it as me. I have to do it as Sintamei. So I have to think about
you,
that chick who did it that time, not me. And try and remember what were the steps that they did. So a lot of observation is involved. We do a lot of observation in class with my students and stuff. Those are the most fun. And I think that's the most fun part of acting, is just getting to observe. So I'll do like exercises where I'll say, go home and watch your mom for 2 minutes and come back and do exactly that.
She does.
So for example, like you, if I was to say to replicate this scene, I'd say, okay. Umetwell kanywele hapo. And it has to be particular, right? Not, it has to be, was it 2 fingers or was it 3 fingers? Or was it all of them or was it one? Those are the questions I ask my students. Yeah. Because it makes so that they can understand. They say, oh, it's 2 fingers. Why 2?
Why 2?
Because she's not a very forceful person. She's a lie. She touches things lightly, you know? So that also affects now when she picks something up, it's going to be 2 fingers, right? It's not going, kuna wale wanafanyanga hivi. Una get? So her, she would be this because she also does.
Because she's a soft person.
Yeah.
And however she expresses herself.
Exactly. All of it.
No.
It's holistic.
Into her being.
Aki exercise and I exercise with that same
mentality.
Akiongea, it's not going to, you can't have this vibe and then just be talking crazy. No, right? You see, even the gestures I did, they don't follow that, right? Because again, physical, emotional, intellectual, all of them, they follow each other.
So how do you prepare for a love scene? Have you done one before kwanza hii Kenya yetu?
One love scene?
Kwanza.
Single Kiasi?
No, I haven't.
Let me tell you, all of them. I think they love. It's all one love scene. It's just one
huge love scene that you did.
Yeah.
That's cut into separate days.
All of my characters have had love scenes. Becky had a love scene where she poisoned Richard. And then like pretended they had a love scene. So she woke up in bed with him to tell him, oh yeah, we had such a good night. And he's like, what? And then there's This Is Life, where Connie and I have a love scene.
Hizo roles zilikuwa zikifuata Connie anyway. But he was a good actor.
Yeah, very good, very good. We miss him. Yeah, because he was my husband, but he was cheating, so it was more like those ones were easier because I was mostly angry at him the whole series.
Yeah.
So we never really loved, but there was one intimate scene, I'll say. It was supposed to be like, I think, a fantasy. And so I'm coming down this. Yeah, somebody comes home. Anyway, so the stairs and they're coming home.
Yes.
And so, so he's coming home from work and I'm coming down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And we're ready to go for it, right? But so his job is to lift me, spin me, and then on the door and then kiss me.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I was much lighter then. But man, did it not make it any easier. This man, with all his strength, decided to do so. The only problem was we didn't realize there was like a knocker at the door.
Oh,
Hey guys, wait, But I think the director, that's even the scene they took. Because me, I was yelling. I was in pain.
You're like, man,
They're like, what's the one?
like, it's no pleasure.
Yeah. But I think because it was in slow-mo and I think it was silent, so I think it just looked like
you were into it.
Yeah, I was like, no, you've just given me spinal dysmorphia. Yeah.
So how do you prepare for? Have you got into an intense?
So that kind of so that one, and then I'll say Single Kiasi is the one with the most because it's about singleness, right?
Love scene.
Yeah. I think everyone is different, I'll say. Everyone approaches them differently. What I'll say is this, they're not as exciting as you think. First of all, the rooms are usually very hot because you have to light. Intimate scenes need to be lit very well. Cynthia. Because you want to add, it's not like a regular where you can just splash everyone with normal light. This one you're like, you want to add shadow. So you're sweating, first of all. Alafu umeva lingerie, but your lingerie una sweat nayo. Juu kuna sheets ama kuna
vitu.
Kuna makeup.
Yes.
Kuna line.
Oh God.
Kuna crew.
Yes.
So it's very technical. It's just another scene. It's just that you're happening to touch lips. Right? So a lot of times, so for like season 2, I have to be like, okay, where are you going? Are you going this way? Okay, go this way. Because then if you go this way, then the camera can't see that we're actually not kissing. Or if you go, yeah. So maybe for the first take, we'll do the real thing and then the why. Sometimes we don't do it every time. Because again, sometimes not everyone is good.
That's what I was asking. Do you guys get kissing training or some training in how to do
not really. But I think because I am a coach, I'm aware of these things and I know because I've had those students.
Do you try to coach your?
So I try and indicate because as an actor, the rule number 1 is you can't never teach another actor how to act. So unanyamaza, but you suggest,
Na kama nakublandisha jo.
Itabidi tu ashike tu rada juu. The whole scene will look, but let me tell you something. This is what I used to think, and this is maybe a little racist, but I used to hate seeing Black people kissing on screen. This is probably so racist.
It is.
But I think it's because Black people have big lips. And Black people are very passionate.
Yes.
White people then kiss and they have very sharp noses and small lips. So it's
like birds
Black people kissing, it's like okay.
Pull it back.
So I think for that reason, I was like, so I think now I'm like very observant of like, okay, let's make it look good. Because it's about the look, not about how you're feeling you, right?
Yeah.
Because that's in kissing, in relationships, you're like, okay, I have to make this the best kiss, You're trying to feel something when you're kissing someone. In acting, you're not trying to feel that thing. You're trying to portray the feeling. You're trying to act truthfully in imaginary circumstances. So you have to have the feeling in your mind, go back to it or understand that feeling without feeling it because you have to be technical. Because you have to remember angle. They're like, okay, no, drop your neck. Okay, Gathoni. Okay, when you put your hand, make sure that you cuff around him. Okay, and action. So you have to kiss down. Okay, sabu. So it's very technical. It's not always as, but when you guys see it, unaona slow-mo, unaona
mkono sijui nini. My users do by the way.
Kumbe, it's literally one of the scenes I'm sitting on a table and the camera is
Camera is
portraying
right
just the thigh. Just one corner of the thigh.
Yeah.
But when you see it, my friends.
So however you imagine it to be, the last thing to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you gotten a bad kiss on set?
Oh, yeah.
What do you do?
Oh, yeah. Nichome.
Yes, you
Hey, but
all of it. Sema tu venye kulienda. Kama madem, just know what you expect. Like, you don't have to say words or the name of the person, but your experience as the kisa kisi.
Has a kissy.
Yeah, kisa kisi experience.
Cool. You're telling me to name names?
No.
Oh.
Experience you. How did you maneuver around it? You're like, hey, manze, tulifanya moja lakini. Isina.
I'll say some were struggles where we, even till the last scene, I was just like, I'll say, what an isi chome. But I'll say, in a shoot that we did, it's not necessarily Single Kiasi.
It's fine. You've worked in very many. So
very many actually.
Generic. This is a generic experience.
This person was really not getting the fact that I was that thing of it. You want to do it so it looks good, but you want to do it till it feels good. Like, because you want to
your ego.
Not really. I think he thought if I feel good, it'll look good. Because I think he was a bit stiff.
Okay.
So I'm like, bruh, all right. He's like, why then? He's like, all right, let's go for it. So I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go for it. So he goes for it, man. He was like,
let's go.
Yo, I'm like, the camera is not even seeing what you're doing, sir. So me, I'm like, still trying to like flip angles. You know, I'm trying to.
You're thinking like,
I'm like, looking at the next, I'm like, are you?
Does this work?
Yeah.
Something.
So like first take, second take, by the like fourth take, I was like, I think I was kissing. You know, I was just extending my lips. You come to me because whatever's happening, I'm like, yo, tunakula ama? I was done. I was really done. Yeah, so I think it's one of those things that sometimes you have to just be like, so maybe, what if, let's just angle ourselves. I feel like I'd be more comfortable if I was angled this way. Can you do that? Then they'll be like, okay. So you always have to say like from your side. You know how in a relationship
like,
you have to say like, I feel like when you do this to me, I feel. I'm telling you, kwanza men and their egos, they don't leave when they come to set.
No.
They come with their egos.
Exactly.
If I told you who the worst kisser was that I've kissed on it, that trauma careers watu.
I'm curious.
But if I admit,
guy, you. So now if kissing is a problem, then how does the caressing happen? Or like, you know,
let me tell you. Let me tell you this. I should just be teaching intimacy coaching, by the way.
I saw there was
for
an
people's
erotic
careers.
writing function. What is called? Writing, what is that? Workshop. Erotica writing workshop, yeah.
Hey, they should come to me when they're done writing.
Please, I will send you that.
So that we are, yeah. Because
we are suffering.
Let me tell you something. If me, I'm suffering on screen.
When you walk up on screen?
Your girlfriends.
What do?
Let me just say, suffering. Women.
They're suffering.
Women are suffering. Me, I've been held. I'm like, no, honestly, this is not how you hold. No.
Kama mwizi.
Kama mwizi. Ay. Unatoka hapo, lazima upentiwe tena juu uko na mabruises.
Ay, my God.
What?
Ay.
Hey.
Like what in Vita. Calm down.
Baby.
Calm down.
Wow. Nakwambia. Hiyo spinal surgery nilipewa. Nakwambia watu wako na fujo.
So, do you think that you'd get enough students for the intimacy classes? Because I think we need to, as Kenyans, and as actors peke yake, wase mnadili kufanya research.
That's what I'm saying. Remember that conversation about, I don't want to keep telling you why the arts are important.
Yes.
me as student, so I was asking, so I asked Gerald Langiri and Nini Washera
The casting director.
during COVID. Like, so I told you I was teaching. So I called them, I asked them, I'm trying to put these sessions together, but even before COVID, it's been so hard. Students are not coming. They come, but they're not consistent.
Yeah.
What do you say? Gerald said, my friend, me who works at Supersport, me who does free workshops at Supersport as one of the leading casting directors in the country, people don't show up. You think
you?
I said, oh. So I spent a lot of time trying to understand, okay, what is it that people really want?
Mm-hmm.
And people want fame. People want fame.
Without the work.
Students want fame, and especially because now that the era of TikTok and blah, 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 I'll just blow up if I do this one thing.
One time.
No, you really have to know what you're doing, unfortunately.
It's true.
Yeah. You really have to train for it. You have to know. You have to go for acting. You have to sharpen your craft, etc.
Guys just look at you on screen like, I can do that. Let me go and try and do it on screen. And then
I love that. Please do. Please do it then. Oh, I love when people say that. Please do it. Let me tell you, the pitches, there's a pitch. Who was her? Bas.
There's a pitch.
I did in like 27. No, COVID times. For someone, a big somebody. Somebody.
We see you.
And the pitch, I did it and they stole it.
Kawaida. By the way, I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised.
So I'm like, there's more from where that comes from. Yeah. So you just have to keep revitalizing. Again, like we said, be fluent in creative, be fluent in business.
And also when they steal, they're not going to execute it the same.
Exactly. Only me is me. Only me is me. Yeah.
What's your local celebrity crush?
Oh, actor.
Anyone, yes. Particularly actor sababu ndo huko.
Okay. I hapo nitachoma.
Sawa, anyone.
Oh, I'm so many. Oh.
Top two.
Okay, gosh. Okay. Gosh, I love the rappers though. You gotta love a little nyash. You gotta love a little calligraph. Harry. Can I just name all the people?
Shout out to them.
Can I? And what are you going to shout outs?
Shout outs.
Let me just name handsome men in Nairobi.
Like as if you're ready, it's what they don't even have a list yet.
Short list.
Yes. Yeah, Sintamei.
Sintamei's
hot men list. Yes.
And then Baby Blessing is very good looking. Tuanze kuna Emmanuel Mugo. Kuna tuseme I think calligraphy is so good looking. I don't know why. I've always like,
I'm like, that's a you thing.
I'm like, the more for me, sweetie.
Right?
The more
traffic, unapunguza traffic.
Yeah. It's like a celebrity.
Yes, at this point he is. Did you see on TikTok he has how many followers?
Does he?
He started a page overnight and I gained like 70K followers.
It's the dimples. It's the dimples.
And so
do you know he's actually one of my old friends? We used to be friends back in church.
Really?
Yeah, like as kids. Him, Dan Number 8. You know Dan Number 8, the poet? Who's now TV presenter for NTV.
Yes.
We used to sit together in church and just be there.
What else to support the creatives bana?
Please, kindly. Imagine. Hey, so that's the crew. Mark Mende.
Oh, nice.
My good old friend K1. Love you. Who else? Actually, wengi. Blinky Bill. Kaujui Blinky Bill.
Blinky Bill is this.
Bola siwaoni. Siwaoni. Acha niseme mtu wa genge. Karibu niseme Meza. Acha tu niseme Meza. Meza nakupenda sana. Meza is also my boy. Nice. Yeah, Meza's sweetheart. Okay, ebu name me some people.
No, yo. Boutros.
Siko kwa my light skin. Siko kwa my light skin. Trended.
Hey, who else?
Bien, very fast. Why does this become fast or smart? Immediately.
Like, umesema tukukumbushe list. So there's the three.
Savannah, when we watch it.
Everyone. Wow. When
Fine.
who's the best actor or actress in Kenya? Hands down.
Oof. Again, we are so massively talented. That's
Who
hard.
challenges you for you?
Let me say
Besides
something.
yourself.
Let me say, oh, God, akona kichwa bigi, but wacha to me. Okay. Me, let me say I love Pascal Tokodi. Pascal Tokodi has, you see that physicality. We even say he has physical comedy. He'll make you laugh with the intellectual way he'll say a joke. But the way he'll physically also bring it out, you'll be like, yo, chatuni cheke. So I love, and I think I say this for almost every interview. Sijui napenda Pascal.
Pascal, that's true.
Napenda sana.
Nice. Shout out to you.
Yeah. Let me name one more person. Okay. Oh, the Big Daddies. Oh.
Yeah, the Silver Fox.
Oh, yeah. Oh, those are all good people. Akina Mike Gitonga. Ooh, those are all good people from the system. I worked with him on the system. He is brilliant. I mean, he does news, but I mean, the way he communicates is brilliant.
Because you get to wonder where these older foxes got to learn their
How?
fitness from. Considering how hard it is for you right now, how
Yeah.
hard was it for them?
And there was no
years ago.
industry. There was no industry.
There was no reference apart from what you were seeing on
I mean, don't
TV.
tell me you learned all of that from Phoenix, because the nuance of wonderful people, wonderful actors. I mean, honestly, genuinely.
Fantastic.
And then watch Atuni shout out my bae. Everyone loves Mumbi Kaigwa.
Oh,
Mumbi Kaigwa is amazing. She's a pioneer in this industry. We love her so much. Such people. Muthoni Gadesha.
yes.
Is it Gadesha?
Wait, I would
Nasema Muthoni G.
G.
Yeah, Muthoni G. Those are Viola Davises.
Manze,
Mhm.
me, so Nenguruni when you only make it and how hard it is.
Yeah. And for that age in this industry, that again, you still have to convince people that the arts is of value. Let me tell you, give it a couple years. The 30s, 40s, that's where people make money in this industry. But not in this industry. Right now, it's the 20-year-olds.
Yes. And 15.
Limbo. Let me tell you, give it time. Wait till the storytellers really flesh out. Because what's more interesting than the workplace in Kenya? Who knows about it? Nobody. Nobody.
There's so many.
There's so many.
So many. Like there's authenticity that spills over, but we don't forget to read them.
So go for auditions. Go for auditions. If you have any passion, especially those 30s, 40s.
Yeah, so we can
I'm starting to see them a lot. Yeah.
Complaining that we're seeing the same people in soap over.
We want to see you. Yeah. And your cousins.
On screen. Gathoni a blessing another year.
Hapana tunataka kuwaona.
Okay.
Gathoni Mutua.
Company poa. Have you done theater performance?
Oh yeah. That's where I started. Those are my roots.
How do you stand in front of that small stage and everyone else is just...
Oh, I love theater. Honestly, it's my first love. And everything is just a small version of that, honestly, because you're still performing. This is still a stage, right? It's just that it's different. It's stagnant, you know. Theater stages, it's like, with film, I usually say it's like there's a lot more propaganda, because the director is telling you, look here, look at this flower.
Yes.
Now look at this person. Now look at this thing. In theater, you are the creator of your destiny. If you want to look at the side character for the whole show, you can. You're like me, I was just watching that chick the whole time.
Oh wow.
Or me, I was just watching for the scene. You get to be the chooser of whatever story. And theater is it's dynamic. That's why there's no small role in theater, because everyone's being seen at all times. And it's designed to be that way. Like you're literally told, we can't see you, stand on this, or move down stage left, right? You have to be, it's always on. You're always on.
Because when you came in, you were really big on theater. Did you ever get to perform your first ever play?
So then again, remember, people really wanted me to speak Swan.
Oh.
And at the time, it's always English and Swahili fluent. And I'm like, so sometimes I'd go, because I'm like, what I need try.
Yeah.
Even though I couldn't speak or whatever. At least Nick.
Yeah,
but even now, I'd still be challenged to read it. Because again, with acting, you really have to be fluent in the language. It's very helpful. I'll say it's very hard. Even when I know people who are full Kiswahili speakers to try and come and speak English and do Shakespeare, it's very difficult for them, right?
Yes.
Me, can I go and do a Spanish soap opera? I can't. The fluency of the language is very important. That's why we say read books, listen to podcasts, watch like be involved, listen to the language, learn how intuitions, because those are the things you're going to have to replicate on set and on stage.
Yes.
If you don't know how to speak the language,
you're outside.
unaenda kudu.
So have you found a hostile audience, like people who are not laughing at your jokes or people who are not responding?
I wouldn't say hostile. Hostile is a bit like,
okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean. I think to me, again, I don't see them as hostile. I just say some people have, and I'd say that they have been definitely. I mean, tons of shows I've done have not done amazingly. Actually, are there any shows that have not done well? all my shows. Wow, praise God, praise God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They have the theater awards, by the way.
Yeah, coming up.
Are we going to see you in theater now or anytime?
Oh yes.
Soon?
Oh yes. You know what's funny
Yeah.
is that both of the main theater shows that are in the award shows are supposed to be a part of them. But somehow Single Kiasi didn't allow me to. But I was actually on the poster for one of them. So it's one of those where people are like, I thought I was coming to see you, but you went on stage.
What?
Yeah, but so maybe hopefully this year, maybe my schedule, you know.
We'll allow something. Are you going to write something and act it out for us, or are you going just going to the theater?
Niambie kwa comments.
Atengeneze kitu na
Alafu mwenene mutumedo pia kwa nini. Yeah, definitely. I'm very excited to do it.
Excited to do it.
Yeah, I'm excited to tell a lot of stories coming up. I finally have a bit of, talking to people with big influence, big money.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I like that.
Si tufanye kitu.
Ndio.
Sawa. Okay. Sawa. For the melanin babes.
Itabidi.
Since you've done the curvy babes, now the melanin curvy babes.
Fast.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm shooting a short horror film. I'm casting a babe.
Excuse me, we've had it here first. I've been cast in a...
So one last question. If you're stuck in an island, what are the 5 things that you're going to carry?
Oh my days.
And excluding your phone, because your phone makes everything easy.
Right. And anyway, it's an island. Itakuwa
imedai anyway.
Unless it's solar powered.
Never. Okay, not to me.
My Arsenal jersey. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
Probably paper.
Right.
Paper and a pen. Paper and a pencil, sorry.
Choose.
And are we talking about food and stuff or no?
5 things to carry in the island. 5.
So if it's not food, I'm dying.
Yeah, you figure yourself out.
Food, water, so that's already 4.
What else? It's going to be out on point.
Yeah, I think that pad and paper is a big one for me because creating, thinking, just like keeping myself stimulated, I think would be a big thing for me. I think I'd say the same thing if I was in like jail.
True.
I'd be those people to write books just because I'm like, just to get out all the stuff. I'm an external processor. So if I've not written it or said it, it gets very in my brain.
Clogs up in your brain.
Yeah, so I think a pad of paper with pen or something, water and food.
One more.
And maybe a football.
Okay.
What do people say? I cannot even think of anything.
I know. I think I'd carry a rope.
A rope.
Normally, story quick fast.
Well, yeah.
Why are we suffering?
Why are we suffering?
Yeah, it's all water.
So we get too maji. Why little? Tajihana coconut tree. Anyway, that's dark.
I don't even know what I carry. I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
I can get what to make.
What did you carry?
I carry my journal.
Yeah.
Pen and paper.
You see?
And a rope. Let's go for suffering, baby. And find a night.
And maybe I'd carry somebody. Maybe I'd carry a best person. Is
That you
allowed?
can eat when there's no food.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
See, but one of them is food, so. Yo, but if they are multi-purpose, friendship, food,
that's it.
Fellowship, they are multi-purpose.
By the way.
Yeah.
Bogo.
So if we forget anything from this episode, be multi-purpose.
Please. Alrighty, thank you guys. It has been Gathoni Mutua. Sasa ukienda auditions and then you go, my name is Gathoni Mutua. Toka ije.
Why?
Mutua. Accent so that they're like, ati Mutua. What is Mutua?
So si Mutua.
Si Mutua.
Si Mutua. Kuna Kikuyu inaitwa Mutua. Mutua. Gathoni Mutua. Gathoni Mutua. I know you. Kidogo kwa accent.
So this has been Gathoni Mutua. It's been a pleasure to have you on this show.
For having me.
Thank you so much for coming.
So
much fun.
Too much fun.
It's been what? Almost 15 years of not.
I know. By the way, I know. But here we come. Here we come.
At least now we look glowed up.
Yeah. We were waiting for the glow up too.
So that we can start basing.
Thank
you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure having you watching us, and thank you so much.
Follow me. Bye.
Oh, please, I forgot to tell you. Please plug yourself. How we can find you. How we can find you, what you do. And how we help you make money.
Yeah, just find me on all my socials. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, but mostly Instagram. That's Gathoni.Mutua. That's GATHONI.MUTUA. And on YouTube, Gathoni Mutua. Same name, no dot. Yeah.
Really? I feel like you want to have some acting classes.
Acting classes, acting courses, acting dialogue.
You want to start your career in acting as well?
Yeah. Come DM me. Slide into the DMs. Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you guys. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye.